What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Phil Sarpong. It's good to be back with you guys. Today I'm going to talk about, is grad school right for you? Now, this is such a big question that I get a lot from a lot of people, because grad school can be really this intimidating thing where it's kind of like, man, should I go for it? There's the student loans, there's the time, there's the energy, there's the money, there's all these different things. So stay tuned in this video. I will talk about all of that in this video and try and help you guys to look at it from some different perspective. You might be thinking about grad school in terms of that imposter syndrome, where you're doing something and your mind is telling you that you don't know what you're doing. And so you're kind of pretending to do this thing or this task, and you're also getting this feedback, this maybe imaginary feedback from other people that are thinking that you're not good at what you're doing anyways. And so it kind of has this cycle of fear and anxiety and insecurity of, you may be in grad school and you think that there are other people in the program that are so much better, so much smarter, they know what they're doing, they know how to handle different things, and you're the beginner and you don't know how to do anything. And so you're just pretending and putting on this front to make it seem like you know what you're doing. But the funny thing about that is that in grad school, everyone's in the same position. Everyone is learning what you're learning. Now, there may be people coming from different angles, right? There may be people that have coming from different experiences that may help them. But at the end of the day, you all are learning to do something in some way. That doesn't mean that you're incompetent. It doesn't mean that you're not going to make it. It doesn't mean that you're not smart enough. It just means that you're learning in a little bit of a different way because of your experiences and because of who you are. And it's so easy to do, is to compare yourself to other people and feel like they're comparing themselves to you and how inadequate you are. And don't let that happen. Imposter syndrome can be found in anything. And I promise, even in grad school, it's definitely real. And so how to make that realization known to yourself that grad school really is right for you. And I will tell the truth. I mean, grad school is a lot. There's definitely way more work than undergrad. It's definitely an adjustment. It's definitely a transition. There's more time, there's more energy, but it's also a lot of fun because you're learning you're learning something that's so specific to what you care about. It's not like undergrad where you're learning all these other things that you don't care about or that you'll never learn or never put into practice. And I think what is special about grad school is that, especially if you're going to a clinical psychology school, even if it may be harder, it hopefully will be more enjoyable. And that's the experience that I've seen from other classmates as well. But okay, I'm gonna give you guys 2 tips to hopefully help you guys figure out this decision. Number 1, if you've already been accepted or you already have an interview, this is something that you should definitely do, is that after that interview or during that interview, you're gonna get students that are in the program, that are already in the program, or professors that are gonna give you their contact information. It could be their phone number, it could be their email. And really take note of this. Write down their email, write down their phone numbers. They'll probably tell you, reach out to me if you have any questions. I took this seriously. I don't know if they did. I don't know if they were just saying it to say it, but I took this seriously and I took advantage of what they said, and I took advantage of the information they gave me to reach out to them. In fact, I had phone conversations with several students that were already in the program. I was emailing a lot of different professors and faculty members. And the reason that I was doing this after the interview was because I wanted to talk to these students via phone, because I wanted it to be a more of a comfortable environment. I wanted them to be way more unfiltered. And in fact, they were. They were definitely way more unfiltered. I don't know what it was about the interview, but I felt like a lot of students that were already in the program were saying certain things as if they shouldn't be saying these things, or maybe the professors were there, so they were kind of keeping their answers brisk and short. But in this phone conversation, it was uninterrupted and they could freely tell me some of the things that I really wanted to know. And so I asked them a lot of deep questions. I had questions that were written down, and I asked them all different types of questions. And for me, it was just basically, well, if I want to know if grad school is right for me, then I have to figure out grad school. I have to know about grad school. I have to know what I'm getting myself into. And the best way to know what you're getting yourself into is to already just talk to someone that's already in the program. And so this was huge for me. This was very important. This helped me to understand what I was getting myself into, what I was going to be going through the program. And it helped me kind of alleviate my fears of like, okay, well, if they can do it, I can do it too, because I saw a lot of similarities with these students and myself. And then it starts to make sense why the professors and the faculty members and the committee chooses you for that interview or choose to accept you, because you start to see a lot of commonalities between yourself and the other students in the program. And so that's sort of the external force. I think in order to figure out if grad school is right for you, you have to learn about the grad school. You have to learn about the specific program that you're applying to. And even if you haven't put this application in, or even if you haven't had an interview yet, that is still something that you can do through Google or through other sources of learning about grad school in that way. The second thing that I recommend is finding a coach or a mentor or even a counselor to help guide you through the internal growth factor of who you are. Now, like I said, learning about the school is sort of this external method of just learning and having that knowledge of what the school is going to be. But you also need to learn about yourself. And this is where the self-reflection comes in. And this is why I think going to therapy is so valuable, because if you are having fears and anxieties, or even if you're asking yourself the question of, is grad school right for me? That probably means that somewhere in there may be a fear, there may be anxiety, there may be some type of angst about if you're ready for grad school. And so that should be something that you delve into. That should be something that either you journal about or you talk to someone about. I think what's great about therapy and counseling is that you can talk to someone who is objective about the situation, and you can talk about your feelings and your thoughts and your emotions and your fears and your anxieties, and you can figure out in your heart where this is all coming from. Finding a mentor or a coach, this could be someone, maybe a psychologist that mentored you, or a psychologist that you look up to, a psychologist that you shadowed or you worked for, anyone, someone that wrote you that letter of recommendation. I think what I find so cool is that professionals that are successful in other professions have common things that they do, common characteristics, common things that have helped them to be successful. And if you can find either a mentor or a coach or someone that you look up to that is even in the same profession that you are in, or is in another different profession, but can tell you some of the things that they work through, because I'm sure they work through their own anxiety. I'm sure they work through their own stress in the program. And I'm sure they can give you some ways and some tips to help deal with that. And if they know you really well, I'm sure they can also tell you the truth of whether or not you are ready for grad school and if grad school is right for you. That's something that I can't tell you, but that's something that only you can figure out. And I think the more that you learn about grad school itself, and the more that you learn about yourself, the more that you'll be able to make that decision and feel confident that grad school truly is right for you. So guys, I hope that helps alleviate some of the anxieties. Those are two principles that have really helped me, especially when I got accepted into grad school and had to make that decision on whether or not grad school is right for me. If you like this video, definitely give it a like, sub, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions or if you have any thoughts and comments. All right, guys, with that, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care.